Good morning. Tom Beal here on my morning walk. I'm going to make sure I got the proper holding of this phone while I walk with my coffee. And in a short while, right up that way behind me, where we're heading towards the sun rising over there, is the ocean. So stick with me as we chat on this walk, and hopefully y'all can hear me. So here's the deal. I put a message out last night that said, hey, let's say a prayer for our friends and family who are going through some challenges in their health, relationships, and or finances. Lord, hear our prayers, thy will be done. And one of my friends, Chris Moose, said, the world's kind of in a pickle, would need some guidance. And I figured, you know what? I do some guidance, I do some sharing of videos on occasion here, but now is the perfect time to have that chat. Let's talk about the world being in a pickle. Let's talk about what I can do, what you can do. And it really boils down to a popular song by one of the greatest musicians ever. Speaking musically, there's controversy and things off that may or may not be true or founded or unfounded, but Michael Jackson had a song talked about the man in the mirror. If you want to make a change in the world, you got to start with the man in the mirror. There's great books on that, not per the song, but there's great books that I've studied over the year that basically help me and help you and help the others who dig into those books how to understand that man or woman in the mirror, how to break through some of the difficulties and challenges, and how to make the most of every situation, how to be a better person today than you were yesterday. So we all remember being on an airplane when you hear the beginning security briefing and they tell you about if the oxygen masks come down, be sure to put your mask on first. Good morning. Before helping others. And if you have children, as a parent, they remind you, if you have a child, be sure to put your mask on first, then help your child. Why do they say that? Well, because if there is a situation that requires oxygen and you, trying to be the good parent, say, well, I'm going to put my child's mask on first before putting mine on, you could potentially pass out and die and not be able to save yourself or others by neglecting the fact that you got to take care of yourself first. Morning. So the man in the mirror message is important for today because a lot of people feel that it's a badge of honor to be selfless. It's a badge of honor to I help others so much that I neglect myself. And the reality is, when you neglect taking care of yourself first, you're neglecting your ability to help others. Think about that for a minute. Think about that related to the brief example of being on that airplane and hearing that airplane safety briefing. You have to put your oxygen mask on first before helping others. Now, I served in the United States Marine Corps. And in doing so, I was a leader by example and still am today a leader by example. I will not tell somebody to do something that I have not either done or am willing to do. And there's a lot of leaders out there who are armchair quarterbacks and or not leading by example, leading by, do as I say, not as I do. So the first thing that I would recommend is we all take it upon ourselves to follow the basic guidance of the airlines during their safety briefing and put our oxygen mask on first before helping others. So as that leader in the Marine Corps, well, first of all, let me just go through some 14 leadership traits that were pertinent in the Marine Corps and are pertinent in life today for those who want and choose to step up as a leader. There's 14 leadership traits, and they are judgment, morning, justice, decisiveness, integrity, dependability, tact, initiative, endurance, bearing, unselfishness, courage, knowledge, loyalty, and endurance. And some of you may be wondering, well, crap, Tom, how do you remember all 14 of those? Well, when you go into boot camp, they indoctrinate you as you're marching, as you're running, as you're doing pretty much everything, you're reciting words of wisdom. You're reciting messages they want you to repeat over and over, and through repetition, it's ingrained into your head, ingrained into your brain. So all these years later, I was in boot camp in January 1993, and I still remember those 14 leadership traits. And there's actually a little secret. They taught us how to remember those 14 through an acronym. The acronym for those 14 leadership traits, which I would encourage you to do a Google search and study and take a look introspectively and say, which of these traits do I have? Which of these are lacking? And how can I improve on the ones I'm weak in and step up and run with the ones that I'm strong with? So the acronym you want to search for on Google is JJ, did, tie, buckle. The letter J, did, tie, T-I-E, buckle, and type that into Google and watch how you'll come up with some great insights, some great eye-opening facts on what it takes to be a leader. And then the key is to step up and be that leader. And the first person you need to step up and be the leader for is yourself. It's time to get over the excuses. It's time to get over the procrastination. It's time to get over the bullshit. And it's time to step up and say, I am not being the person that I am capable of being. I'm not doing what I am fully capable of doing. And I may not be having all the things that I'm capable of having in life. And it starts with having confidence, having belief in yourself. You have to be able to look in that mirror and trust yourself. Someone who doesn't trust themselves will not be trustworthy to others. And it takes work. It takes stopping the lies. It takes being accountable to yourself. It takes doing whatever it takes for as long as it takes so that you can be a man or woman of your word. You are dependable. You are reliable. You are trustworthy. You are caring. You are giving. And these are simple things, good morning, that can be things that bring you peace amidst the chaos, amidst the changes, amidst the uncertainty of life. And there's never been a more uncertain period in life in multiple generations. I mean, going all the way back to World War II is pretty much the last remnant of change at this level where, you know, there was confusion, there was uncertainty. There were people that didn't know what was going to happen, you know, because of what was going on in the world. Well, from World War II to now, you know, the only other event that I see between World War II and there was 20 years ago, September 11th. And September 11th, that was the most recent, quote unquote, Pearl Harbor event. And both of them are very similar because Pearl Harbor was, well, if you study history, there was some knowledge of it, as history states, and they allowed it to happen because that was needed to bring us into war. Well, same thing. When you research September 11th, that was from the war machine, what was needed to bring us out of peace into war, and it's been a war since. And little did we know, here's the ultimate surprise, that we the people were the enemy then and still are the enemy, but that's a different topic. I think it's becoming more clear now, but it was definitely hidden very well, even to this day. Many people have a hard time coming to grasp that. So anyhow, with all this change, with all this uncertainty, when you work on yourself, you're able to come to terms of, I know what I know and I don't know what I don't know. I'm confident in my problem solving abilities. I'm confident in my ability to understand and implement the law of as I sow, so shall I reap, meaning the law of cause and effect. When I give time, attention, effort, energy to something, it grows. When I focus on things that I'm fearful of, I'm worried about, they grow. So controlling where you focus, what we give attention to grows. And Tony Robbins has a good saying, and I think he got it from Jim Rohn. Jim Rohn says, you can either be focused on the problems or focused on the solution. So when something goes not according to your plan, instead of flipping out and going all the way to discussing all the different problems, say, My approach is, wow, I didn't see that one coming. Okay. So now with this new information, knowing what I now know that I didn't know, here's where am I and where am I looking to go? Does this new information change my plan? And if so, how? And what does that mean for my attention? Where does my attention need to go? My actions, do they need to be modified? It's like a course correction on the GPS system. You know, when you plug in the GPS, I'm here, I want to go there, and you're on the road, and some accident or some activity occurs that changes the route. That's what new information is. And one thing right away to understand is change is happening at such a rapid rate. The most rapid rate we've ever seen in history, actually, at this point. And so the first thing that you have to come to terms with is shit's going to change fast all the time. And I have to be able to do, as I learned in the Marine Corps, 3 letters, improvise, adapt, and overcome. With this new change, how am I going to have to improvise the plan that was already in action? How am I going to adapt accordingly and overcome any and all obstacles and challenges? So expect challenges, expect change, expect chaos. And right then, that gives you some peace. Because when change occurs, when chaos occurs, when unexpected events occur, instead of flipping out and going down that path of woe is me, you're just like, oh crap. And trust me, there's a lot of oh crap moments. But you're like, oh crap, I didn't see this coming. Man, okay, let me process this a bit. Let me go for a walk. Let me simmer down. Let me get out of an emotional state and try to assess this new information in a manner that I can look at it and how I can improvise, adapt, and overcome. Now, we're almost to the final destination here. Check it out. I'm going to switch over. See if I can do this. Can't see. There we go. Boom. There it is. Sunrise over the Atlantic Ocean. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful. So that is the halfway point of my morning walk, roughly 2 miles to the beach. I turn around, do 2 miles back, and that's my morning. So this is just some top of mind answers to the post from Chris Moose saying the world needs some guidance. And my recommendation is, as discussed, it begins with the man or woman in the mirror. And I'll just turn around here so I can see the sunrise in this, and then cut this video short quickly, and then leave y'all to making today great. So consider that. It begins with the man or woman in the mirror. And I would say this: are you fearful, or are you grounded, and do you have faith in the law of sowing and reaping, the law of cause and effect, the understanding that, look, none of us make it out of here alive anyhow. Many people are so afraid of dying that they never get to living. When you come to terms with your fatality, your mortality, when you come to terms with change being a constant, when you come to terms with chaos has always been a part of human history, and it won't stop being a part of it. It's always been and always will be a part of being human. It's like a video game. You don't just master level 1 and continue to play level 1 in pure boredom. Every day is a new level, new challenges. You aren't the same person you were yesterday. You're a little bit better. You can handle a little bit bigger challenges. And guess what? Life, as that formidable opponent, will give you those next level challenges. Be prepared for them. And in preparation, you don't know what you don't know. So the only way to prepare is expect changes, expect chaos, and trust in your kick-ass problem-solving abilities. Trust in the fact that you will improvise, adapt, and overcome. I recognize I am not immortal. I recognize I only have a limited amount of time in this unique, most interesting and amazing amusement park in the universe. None of us know when we're escorted out of here. So while I'm here, I want to make the freaking most of it. That's my recommendation to you. Figure out how you can make the most of this time you have in this playground, this amusement park we call Earth, world, this life. Get over the fears, get over the worries, and get focused on what you want. Put your attention on what you want. Focus on the solutions, not the problems. Trust in your kick-ass problem-solving abilities and get to living. And when you work on that man or woman in the mirror, that's doing the best, most positive thing that you can do for any time in history. You are stepping up to be that better version of yourself. I would say none of us ever reach that complete, none of us ever come close to tapping into the full potential that we have, in my opinion, yet we can strive to be a little bit better. We can strive to think a little bit better, speak a little bit better, act a little bit better, and be a little bit better leader to ourselves. And in doing so, that becomes a little bit better of a leader to others that are in our paths, and inspires them to step up and become a little better themselves. So that's something to ponder. I'm going to get to this morning routine. Hope this was helpful. Look, it's crazy times. And come to terms with, hey, it's crazy times. I don't know what I don't know, but here's what I do know. What do you know? And if you consider some of the things I said, I know that what I focus on, what I give my attention to grows. I'm going to focus on and give my attention to what I want. Focus on what you want. Put your attention into that. Become that problem solver instead of the complainer and the whiner about how the problems are what they are. It is what it is. Where am I and where do I want to go? What do I want? And what can I do today to put one step forward and getting me one step closer to that goal? All right, hope this was helpful. I wish you all the best. Know this, everyone is either in right now a current challenge, personally or professionally, a current challenge with their health, their relationships, or their finances. They're either coming out of one, they're in one now, or there's one right around the corner. That's the journey of life. Expect it, rest in your kick-ass problem-solving abilities, and continue to kick ass. Continue to live your life. Continue to be that better version of yourself today. A little bit better today than you were yesterday. And watch how when you focus on improving that man or woman in the mirror, you'll have more peace, you'll have more rest, you'll have more accomplishment, you'll have more love, you'll have more joy. It's a joyous adventure that we have here. I lead my life with joy, adventure, and passion. And I hope some of the words that I share here help you, inspire you, and positively impact you. Make today great. I'll chat with you soon. I have more insights shared at my podcast at maketodaygreat.com. Go there, check it out, listen to some podcasts. I have some gear there. maketodaygreat.com. Till next time, bye for now.